The old wheat fields at night, a gentle story to fall asleep. Welcome. Tonight, I want to take you on a soft journey, a quiet wandering through the old wheat fields, where the world feels slower and your thoughts drift like warm wind. Lay down. Relax your shoulders and allow this calm story to guide you gently towards sleep. There was once a small village resting beside endless golden fields of wheat. Every morning, the sun rose softly over those fields, touching each grain with warm light. The villagers believed that the fields were magical. They could contain memories, whispers, forgotten dreams. In that village lived a young man named Aaron. He wasn't famous. He didn't search for fame. He only wanted peace, and a peace where his heart could breathe. Aaron spent his days working with his hands, practicing the old tradition of handcraft. He made small wooden boxes, carved with symbols from the fields. Each box told a story of seasons, wind, and quiet hope. Inside his small cottage, Aaron kept a tiny pantry. It was simple, but filled with things he loved. Harps tied with string, a loaf of fresh bread, and small jars of wet grains he collected from around the village. He believed that each jar of wheat had its own personality. Some jars contained grains that looked strong, some delicate, some almost glowing in the sunlight. But one jar was special. It came from the oldest field, a place villagers rarely visited. They said you could hear forgotten voices there, voices that wanted to be remembered. One evening, when the sky turned pink, Aaron walked toward that old field. He felt something pulling him gently forward, like the earth wanted to show him something. The wheat there was taller, almost brushing his shoulders, and as he walked, he imagined stories of people who once lived here. Then the wind changed. It felt warmer, softer, almost like a hand guiding him. He paused, breathing slowly, feeling the air rehabilitate his tired thoughts. Aaron sat down between the wheat stalks. The world around him felt quiet. Only the faint sound of the field breathing remained, a soft whisper, calming, peaceful, a lullaby created by nature. Long time ago, the village had a difficult year. A cold season arrived early, and people feared they would be starving before winter ended. But the old field saved them. Wheat from that field grew stronger than wheat from anywhere else. It resisted storms, wind, and frost. It gave the villagers hope when they needed it the most. Since then, the field was honored, not touched carelessly, always respected. As Aaron sat there, he imagined those days, people gathering wheat with frozen fingers, but with warm hearts, knowing they would survive. That memory lived inside the field, and now it reached toward him, quietly, like a gentle reminder that life always finds a way to continue. As the sun disappeared, stars began to appear one by one. Aaron leaned back into the wheat and watched them. The stars seemed closer than usual, almost connected to the earth. He wondered how many dreams had risen from this place and floated into the sky like tiny sparks. Above him, a single star shined brighter than the rest. He imagined it as a message, a soft signal from the past, a promise that he knew exactly where he needed to be. When Aaron finally stood up, he felt lighter, calmer, almost renewed. Walking back to his cottage, he carried a few grains of wheat in his hand. Not many, just enough to remind him of the feeling he had experienced. In his pantry, he placed the grains into a new jar, a jar that would contain the memory of that peaceful night. He labeled it gently, "From the field that whispers." And from that night on, whenever Aaron felt tired, worried, or overwhelmed, he would open the jar, hold a single grain in his hand, and remember the sound of the wheat moving around him, slow and rhythmic, like the breath of the earth. Now, as you rest, imagine your own quiet field, a place where worries soften, where your mind gently slows down, where sleep comes naturally, like wheat swaying under the moon. Breathe softly, let the calm pass through you, and allow yourself to drift. Good night, and sleep peacefully.